Alright, today I have the Veritas Bullnose Plane. Unboxing. Okay, I picked this up at the Veritas Seconds sale. So I got a nice little book with it. Installing the blade. Here is the blade for the bullnose chisel. And there is the bullnose chisel. Wedged in, wrapped in Uni-Wrap. MPI. Corrosion inhibitor paper. Okay, let's get that aside. Okay, so this is a Veritas Seconds sale. Like the other planes I've got from the second sale, it has some kind of sticky black debris on the surface. But I don't see any obvious defects. Anyway, let us put the blade in. Piece of paper in there too. There we go. Veritas ready for final honing. Only the bevel will need to be resharpened. Okay. Let's get the knife out again. Okay. Again, Uni-Wrap, anti-corrosion paper, and there's the blade. That does need a final honing, but that blade seems quite sharp right out of the package. So obviously you can't just shove that in. So, the instructions say, take the lever cap off. Take the nose off. I probably unscrewed that too far. Get the blade in. Make sure we're seated on the pin. There we go. All the way in. Put the lever cap back. Put the bullnose back. Okay, let's put a bit of tension on there. There we go, assembled. Blade in, protruding hardly any at all. It looks beautifully flat. The blade does indeed protrude just a hair on either side, which is necessary. Right. Well, that is so easy to set up. That is very nice. I'll compare that with the Stanley Bullnose Plane. First off, the size difference. Whoa! The Stanley is really hard to put in your hand. It's not the most comfortable plane in the box. It works reasonably well, the Stanley, but in order to take the nose off, you've got to remove the blade first. But thankfully, the angle of the bed angle is such that it will come out. Okay, so there's the Veritas. The blade isn't going to come out the bullnose unless you open it wide up. So adjusting the mouth of the bullnose is pretty easy. Just loosen that screw off a hair. Adjust it. Lever cap, blade, side to side motion, everything adjustable, just as all the other Veritas planes are. Now that fits in the hand pretty nice. Put your hand on there, put your thumb and forefinger on the other side, and wow, that fits in your hand nice. Okay, parts of the Veritas Bullnose Plane. You have the bull nose, which comes off with just a light adjustment of that screw. That leaves us with a chisel plane. So if you need to get right into the corner of something, this plane has got you covered. Now, taking out the blade, we just loosen the lever cap until you can lift it out. And there's your lever cap. Funny shaped thing. Nice little adjuster, very keen, very fine adjustment, very comfortable. As you can see, the blade is in there. Just lift it up off the pin, slides right out. There you have a PMV11 blade. Comes from the factory, already sharpened. It's not, polished sharp, but it is wicked sharp. You can feel that the edges of the blade are still rough. The sides here are still rough, but that doesn't make any difference to the cutting. The bottom is beautifully flat and smooth. The bevel is beautifully smooth. You can see some striations from the abrasive, but not enough to leave any kind of a mark. And inside we have the slow Norris mechanism with the threads for adjusting the blade in and out, and there are threads on the pin as well that allow you to adjust the position of the blade. So as the blade wears, you can move that further down and still have your same adjustment. Okay, and drop that back in. Get the little piton pointing up. Put the blade in, and we're going to put the pin in this one to hold the blade forward. As the blade ages, we'll put it in the further one. Right. Okay, so then we just drop it in onto the pin. And in. There we go. Blade is in and seated. Lever cap goes back in. Tightens down a little bit. You don't need to put that like mega tight. Then the bullnose just slides right back on. And let's leave a little gap there. And there you go. Veritas Bullnose Plane, parts and assembly. Okay. So for doing dado work, this is looking pretty positive. That's some nice savings. A little thick, I could back that off a touch, but we do have to get through this groove. And we'd like to do that today. Okay, so first off, pretty comfortable position in the hand. Getting it started, like all bullnoses, you've only got that small bit of nose to to get you started. But once you get the blade on, the base, let's open the mouth up here. Once you get the bullnose on, then that base is flat and solid and true, and I can feel that. I can feel that registering really nicely. It's almost like the side bevel here is taking its own little curly shaving off the side, which is interesting. If I put in a more aggressive, it doesn't do that, but interesting that it did that with. Okay, so we're almost there. Let's take that, let's turn that out 1/4. Oh, there's some backslash in there. Okay, 1/4. Now let's lock that back in. That's a considerably thinner shaving. We could still take a thinner shaving. I mean, if you're knocking in a dado, you want it to be fairly aggressive, but once you get to the bottom of your dado, you probably want it finished nicely. Oh yeah. That's taking some nice shavings now. All right, okay, so let's take it out another 1/4. Oh yeah, that's very fine. Okay, so, evaluation. I would say that blade ships plenty sharp enough. I will refine that on the back and the bevel, both bevels. The side isn't sharp, it is square when it gets down to the bottom there. So